I want to thank you for joining us again for another episode of Sermon Highlights. We're here with our pastor, Dr. Harold Thomas III, and I want to thank you for coming back here and sharing with us the highlights, the main points of your sermon today, sir.
Thank you, Elder Newell. I'm delighted to be back. It's been a while since I've been here, so I'm so delighted to be with you today. Today, we're continuing a journey of a sermon series that we're doing on the life and the journey of David. Last week, we started off in 1 Samuel chapter 16, about David being a new king, and David was anointed as the new king. And as the new king, the Bible is very clear when it tells Samuel, the one who anointed him, and the first king Saul, that Saul had been rejected. Though Saul still functioned as king, but he was rejected by God. He continued to function for many years later. And so that's a highlight to remind us that sometimes we can be functioning in a position that doesn't mean it's within God's will. So we want to make sure we stay connected. And the Bible said in that same chapter that God's Spirit came upon David, but it was withdrawn from Saul. We want to pray on a regular basis that God will fill us with His Spirit, that we'll stay connected with God, that we may function in our appointed, anointed position with the divine guidance of God. So today we jumped in to, after David was anointed in chapter 16, David was chosen in 17. And what we mean by chosen, he was chosen by God to defeat Goliath. Why was he chosen? There are many factors I wanted to highlight today. Number one, he was chosen because he did not allow the voices of everyone else to deter him from completing God's will. One voice he heard was Saul tell him that he was too young. His brother told him he had a proud heart. Goliath tried to intimidate him with his words of what he's going to do with him. But David did not deter from that, listening to their voices, but knowing that God had anointed him and that God will be with him. And that's for all of us. There are many voices that come to discourage us about our stature, our age. We're not good enough. We can't measure up. We don't have the experience. But we got to know that when God has appointed us, has anointed us, and chosen us, we can move forward in faith. Because David highlighted a very important point in this message was this battle was not about him, but it was about the Lord. He said, the Lord is going to take you, and I'm going to take your head off. The Lord will give you into my hands. And he says, and everybody will know that there's a God of heaven that rules over Israel. And that's to encourage us that we have to know that the battle is not ours, but God's. It wasn't a big Goliath against a little David, but it was a small Goliath against a mighty God. And my brothers and sisters, I want to encourage you that God is with you. He has chosen you out of all the people in the world to be His representative.
Amen.
And if He has chosen you, He has anointed you, and He has chosen you to be a witness and an ambassador for Him. Keep moving forward knowing that God is with you, and He will guide you through. May His word be in your heart and be lived out in your life. Stay encouraged, everybody. God has chosen you to be His witness and ambassador and to conquer the giants in your life. Blessings.
Amen. Amen. Pastor, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for coming back here and sharing with us.
Yes, sir.